You heard J. Cole's new album?
I did, yes.
You heard Fire Squad?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're familiar with the lyrics?
Yes.
In Fire Squad?
Yeah.
What's your take on that verse?
The race?
The race part.
Funny.
History repeats itself.
Yeah, me and Lenny were just fucking talking about this.
There you go.
So the biggest thing, I mean, even when Cole, first you have to remember that at the end of that, Cole goes, "I'm just playing."
But
behind every joke is the truth, or like
Right.
whatever he says exactly. I'm not sure exactly what he says.
Yeah,
but
something like that, right?
So it's like, I get it. I get where he's coming from. But then I also look at it like, dude, so being black and white, which Cole is, I see both sides of the spectrum.
Cole's mixed?
Cole is black and white. His mother is white. His father is black.
I didn't know that.
These are things that people don't know. And that's because of like, not you, I'm just saying in general.
Right, because he looks black.
Exactly. For me, yo, man, my mentor said there's a couple things you never argue about. Race, politics, music, sports, religion. Like these things, there's no right and wrong, just straight up.
Right.
So, if somebody wants to say the Lakers are the best basketball team, and somebody's like, no, it's the Wizards or this, like it's you just sit there and talk about this shit all day. So when discussing race, I see that verse from a different perspective because, he's basically saying how Justin Timberlake, Eminem, Macklemore stole from the black man.
Right. And he says white people have snatched the sound.
Exactly, which is the truth. Nobody's denying that. I mean, you literally cannot deny the fact that, rock and roll was born because of blues, and the blues is black man's music.
Right.
Yo, black man, like when it comes, this is how I feel, and this is a personal opinion.
Right.
To me, man, when it comes to Sonics, like black man is God. I don't know, and that's just me, just the soul and the feeling. But I think that's also, at least in America, and what it derived to and what it became. Because then you have the Spanish, and you have Indian, you have all these things, like, and it's, okay. But I'm talking about modern music and sound, where I personally feel hip hop has come from. It's come from sampling blues. It's come from sampling rock and roll. So it's like, the white man, it's funny because the black man created this incredible sound, and then the white man, but I wouldn't say the white man snatched it, because some of my favorite white, even that's why I hate it. For me, it's just about culture, music, and sound. But if we want to take it there, white artists like the Stones, who will pay homage to these blues players and say, we were inspired by this, that, or Nirvana, or Kurt Cobain writing in his book about how the white man took from the black man, blah, 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 and how much he appreciates, black culture and these things. So I look at some of my favorite people who stole, and I'm like, well, what about in the late 70s, early 80s, 90s, where then our culture of hip hop took from some of those very same rock songs that took from those blues songs. And it's just, to me, it's just all...
like Rick Rubin was sampling a lot of rock.
Dude,
but guitar, hard guitars.
So
and stuff
I totally get where Cole's coming from, and I can't disagree because that's his personal opinion, and that's what I love about music, and that's what I love about people like Cole, who are so intelligent that can fire. I think he's just fucking with everybody, man. He's just having a good time. Like,
Here we are talking about
and dropping names, because really, think about it. He's on. He's on the TKO remix with Justin Timberlake. I'm sure they have a good relationship. But he's just like fucking around. Do you know what I mean? So that's why there's certain things you just can't take too literal. But I'm not Cole. I thought it was funny, and it sparked a debate between me and my friend.
I mean, have you ever seen any of the Lord Jamar interviews on VladTV?
No.
Okay, so Lord Jamar from Brand Nubian is a regular guest on VladTV.
Awesome.
And there are a few things that have kind of gone viral that him and I have talked about. And one of the things that I think ruffled the most feathers was that Jamar said that white rappers are guests in the house of hip hop. Now, everyone was up in arms over this. People, some people agreed, some people disagreed. And, and his point was basically, for example, mariachi is Mexican music. Hip hop, he considers as black music. Now, is he cool with other races coming in and doing the music? Absolutely. But when he says guests in the house of hip hop, when you come to someone's house, you should be respectful.
You can partake in the festivities.
But you don't rearrange the furniture, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And one of the points he made was he doesn't feel that homosexuality has a place in hip hop, and he resents like Macklemore coming in and pushing the gay agenda in hip hop and stuff like that.
But that's what I'm saying. It all comes down to, like, this person is not right nor wrong.
Exactly.
These are personal opinions. So it's like me, dude, I am all for fucking equal rights and this and that. I'm not about to be like on some Macklemore and like, you know, when I was in 3rd grade, I thought I was gay. That I'm not like playing, like, you know, like,
and, the interesting thing is, I actually talked to Macklemore about this. We ran into each other, and you know, I said, what do you think? I mean, I know you've seen it. He said, no, I've seen it.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, I agree with him, pretty much, except that, you know, he felt that some of the things he said about gays was homophobic, and it took away from some of his other positive messages.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, I get it. I mean, too, like I said, that's like, for me, I think Macklemore standing up for what he believes in and this and that is Macklemore, and this, it's so, that's why it's so crazy. That's also the good thing about hip hop. Like, if we're going, if we go, all right, we're not going to talk about this and we're not going to talk about this, then what the fuck is there left to talk about? How good we rap, you know? So race is crazy. I see it as culture. That's just what I've been so much more on lately, is just culture. Like, the black man created hip hop. Fucking yeah, 100%, totally. Yeah. But it is a culture. I'm pretty sure there's some dope ass white boys who live down the block in that same street where hip hop got created and was a part of the culture and was hanging out with the brothers in the park and this and that and da da da. And what's to separate them? They were born in the same place. They grew up. They're in their 30s. They lived together. They hustled together. They this, they that together. Now I understand there is some ancestry difference.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, when it comes to the culture of understanding what something is, like, authenticity is everything for me.
I mean, Rick Rubin, you can't say did not define the hip hop.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
But he's a fucking genius. Like, so, but then it goes like, I really, you know, it's funny because Rick Rubin is like a super nice guy, you know, and talk to him very little, but he's, you know, from what I've gathered, he's like, he's very nice.
Yeah.
But it's just, that's like saying, I don't know, like Michael Jackson can't do pop music. Why? Like, he should just stick to soul music. Like, what? That's the white man's genre. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he's the king of pop. Will forever fucking be the king of pop. There will be no one even, no. It just is what it is. And you look at the descendants, man. You look at Justin Timberlake. You look at all these, dude, Chris Brown, all these different people. But I mean, then, and this is like saying, you know, so-and-so stole from this or that. But it's like, hey, but then James Brown. Like, do you know what I mean? So you got this. So it's always, man, we take from everybody.
Richard, yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because I remember when I interviewed Cisco, he basically he said, me and all these other R&B singers basically do our best Michael Jackson imitation.
Yeah, real shit.
This is what we do for a living.
Yeah,
we do our best Michael Jackson imitation. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But that's what we all do.
I think hip hop is about being yourself, okay? And I think, it'd be pretty difficult for me to like listen to a gay rapper talk about kissing a dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, that just, that's not really my cup of tea. You know, neither is certain type of hip hop, you know, subgenres that I'm just really not into.